Recording. Off the video and camera.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, so I'm extremely sorry for this. I was like, of course, I should not take any excuse for my negligence. I was so tired actually. Uh, I was so busy with this Yagya course that going on here in Gurukul in Mayapur. We have like 2 sessions every day, morning and then evening. So it keeps my mind being disordered. And then since last week, we have the exam for all the students. So it's like organizing the exam. And then on this Tuesday, coming Tuesday, will be our graduation ceremony. So it's like so many things going on in my mind. And somehow this morning I was chanting japa and then I realized, oh, supposed to have class this morning. Okay. Anyway, because this is completely my mistake, so I will not take the attendance today, but I really appreciate those who attend the class. And for those who cannot, busy somehow or other, they can have the recordings. Yes. Thank you so much. Please forgive my mistake. Hare Krishna. Okay, we will start with Mangala Charan. Yeah. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshur-unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano-vistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabhando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so why these kids are here? Hare Krishna. So, today we will start a new chapter, a new unit. Yeah, chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. So here is the plan. I have some discussion with Her Grace Navadvipa Sachimataji. So after we finish this chapter, chapter 7, so what I will do is that I will review, we all will review again what we have studied in the first unit to make all of you not to forget what we have studied, and then you will be ready for the exam. Yes. So actually I supposed to give the review now, but I'm thinking like because your exam will be like a month ahead, you know. So it is better for me to finish chapter 7 first. And then after this finish, we will have the, overall, we will touch all the points from the first 6 chapters. Yeah. And then I will explain also to all of you what I'm expecting during the exam. So you get the picture. Of course, this we have discussed in the very beginning of our course, like how the exam will be, but just to make all of you more familiar with the exam, don't worry, it will be easy. Yeah. So yes, so that's the plan. Yeah. I think everybody's okay with this idea. Yeah. We finish chapter 7 and then the next session after this chapter finish, we will review again. Yeah. And then you have like fresh memory of the first unit for your closed book assessment. Okay. So chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute. This is actually the complete science. Yeah, chapter 7 is considered to be the complete science of both spiritual and material, because in this chapter we will discuss also about the Prakriti, yeah, the Bahiranga Sakti of the Lord. So knowledge of the absolute truth. The first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita deal primarily with Karma Yoga. The middle 6 chapters with Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 chapters with Jnana Yoga. Krishna has explained in chapter 6 that the yogi most intimately united with him was thinking of him within. Yeah, yogi nama pisharvesa madhyadyanantaratmana. That verse. Now, the 7th chapter explains how one can become such a Krishna conscious person. By engaging in devotional service, one gains determined faith, Dridhavrata, and becomes convinced that simply by such service, all his objectives will be fulfilled. Yes, so this actually will be touched toward the end of the chapter. Yeah, how one can engage with full determination in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, text number 28 described it. So now I'm hoping that we can discuss up to up to text number 14 today. Yeah. So, Bupalaka Prabhu, can you mute yourself? Yeah. So from text 1 to 7, yeah, knowing Krishna in full by hearing about him. Yeah. Yeah. In chapter 7, Krishna begins to explain how to attain this state. Krishna urges Arjuna to hear with mind attached to him, as he explained knowledge of himself. Yeah, verses 1 to 3. He explained how he is the origin of everything, both material and spiritual. This is verses 4 to 7. Yeah, we will find the verse Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu here in this section. Okay. Sushmita Mataji, you can remain muted for now. Yes, thank you. Text 8 to 12, knowing Krishna is the source of both material and spiritual energies. Yeah. Krishna described how he is the essence of everything in verses 8 to 12. If Krishna is the origin and essence of everything, as explained in text 4 to 12, why do some people not recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The 3 modes are controlled by Krishna, therefore surrender. Verses 13 and 14 explain how the living entities are deluded and controlled by the 3 modes, but are able to go beyond them by surrendering to Krishna, since he is the controller of the modes. Okay, the famous verse, text number 14. So I'm hoping to cover this point here. Okay, text number 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt." Maya sakta mana parta. Yes. Tatrinu means try to hear. Prabhupada comments, one should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of the 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shravanam is the first and most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjun, Tatrinu, or hear from me. No one can be a greater authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity to become a perfect Krishna conscious person. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the signs of Krishna. Okay, hearing. Hearing is the basic, the foundation of our practice. Yes, Susrusa Sradhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchihi Shyan Mahar Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirthani Sevana Srinvatam Swagata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridyantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Satam. So by hearing, actually we get punya. Yeah. But this punya is not material punya. When we hear something about Krishna Katha, it is not material. Yeah, punya sravana kirtana. Yeah, haridyantasto hyabhadrani, and all the impurities within our heart is completely cleansed. Yeah, the more we hear about Krishna, so the more our heart is being purified. That's how we understand about Krishna. Yeah, so understanding about Krishna is a matter of the process of being purified. Yes, so the more we purify ourselves by our sadhana, chanting, hearing, so that's how we can understand Krishna. Yes, then how we can get the taste for hearing. Sometimes we don't want to hear. I mean, like, we don't have the inclination, we don't have the taste to hear about Krishna Katha. So the Bhagavata mentioned, Susruso Sradhadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Shyan Mahat Seva, by serving the devotees. By serving the devotees, yes, this is the secret. Serving the devotees, our heart will completely purified and we will get the taste to hear about Krishna Katha. So this is the way how we assess ourselves. Yeah. Do I feel happy when I hear Bhagavatam class, or I feel that it's too boring? Yes. When we think that it's too boring, then we have to come back to ourselves. I think I don't serve the devotees enough. Yeah, that is the verdict of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the secret. The more we serve the devotees, we will get more taste to hear about Krishna. Try it, give a try. Yes, so hearing is very important. Text number 2. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and nominous. Thus this being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Okay. So phenomenal means material and nominous means spiritual. Yeah. Complete knowledge includes knowledge of the phenomenal world, the spirit behind it, and the source of both of them. Okay, so complete knowledge means we know about Prakriti, yeah, the material world, and then the spirit behind it. Okay, and then the Jiva Tattva, and then the source of both of them. Yeah, both the Jiva and the Prakriti, Krishna is the source. The Lord wants to explain the above mentioned system of knowledge because Arjuna is Krishna's confidential devotee and friend. In the beginning of the 4th chapter, this explanation was given by the Lord, and it is again confirmed here. Okay. How does that sloka sounds in chapter 4? That Srila Prabhupada hinted here in his purport. That why Lord Krishna disclosed this knowledge to him, because Arjuna is his devotee and friend, very intimately connected with him. Who still remember? Yeah, who still remember? Sa evayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hyetadutama. Yes. So bhaktosi me saka cheti, because Arjuna is devotee, and not only devotee but also Krishna's friend. Rahasyam hyetadutama. So this knowledge is rahasya. Rahasya means very confidential, very secret. Oh, secret, yeah, rahasya. Just like if uh, you have your ATM card, I think I gave you this example. Other than you, who knows the PIN code of your ATM card? There must be someone who is closely connected to you, either your wife or your husband, or maybe your kids, yeah, your parents. You don't announce your PIN code publicly because it's very confidential. So similarly, this transcendental knowledge, yeah, it is given by Krishna to Arjuna because Arjuna is intimately connected to the Lord. Yes. This is a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Just like in the scientific departments of colleges, there are, for understanding anything scientifically, there are two divisions, practical and theoretical. So jnanam is theoretical and vijnana means practical. Simply to know there is God. This is theoretical knowledge. But when actually you become connected with God, you practice the activity, godly activities. That is called vijnanam. So Krishna will explain this chapter, the knowledge of God, both theoretically and practically. Jnanam teham sa vijnanam vakshyami. I shall speak to you. Asesataha. Asesataha means completely. Shesha means remaining. Ashesh means finish. So now Krishna will explain everything in full to Arjuna. Yeah, both the spiritual science as well as the material science. Yeah, about the Prakriti. Text 3. Here it is. Why not so many people become devotee? This is the secret. This is the answer. Manushyanam sahasresu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamapishidanam kaschin mangveti tatvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the primeval Lord Govinda, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. It is very difficult for the non-devotees to know him. Although non-devotees declare that the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy, they cannot practice it. If the path of bhakti is so easy, as the non-devotee class of men proclaim, then why do they take up the difficult path? Actually, the path of bhakti is not easy. Yeah, Prabhupada mentioned here, it's not easy. The so-called path of bhakti practiced by unauthorized persons without knowledge of bhakti may be easy, but when it is practiced factually according to the rules and regulation. Yes. So bhakti yoga, easy or not? Depending on which angle we see. Yeah, it is easy compared to any other processes. Yes, But it is not at all easy because there are some rules and regulations that we have to follow. Yeah, we have to put our commitment. We have to have the strong determination, Dridha Vrataha. How to get that Dridha Vrataha, Krishna will explain toward the end of the chapter. Yeah, we will see that later. But it is no wonder that, Manushyanam Sahasresu, amongst all, out of millions of people, maybe, one or two will become devotee. Yes. Amongst thousands of people, maybe few will become devotee. Yeah. Few will attain perfection. Amongst those who already attain perfection, hardly they know Krishna. What does it mean here, perfection? Manusyanam Kachayatati Siddhaya. Siddhaya means perfected being, like purified being. But amongst all this purified being, perfected being, hardly amongst them also will know Krishna, will know Krishna Tattva in full. Yes, like for example, there are so many great sages, for example, in higher planetary system. Yeah, starting from Jana Loka, Tapoloka. Yes, but some of these great souls may not be a devotee of the Lord. Yeah. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is very precious. Yeah, very precious. It is very rare. Durlabhamanusam janma tad apya dhruvamartadam. Prahlad Maharaj said, this human form of life is very rare. But then, even though this human form of life is meant to, what Srila Prabhupada used to say, make the best use of the bad bargain. Yeah, this material body is bad bargain because full of suffering. Yes, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, full of suffering. But make the best use. Only in the human form of life we get this chance to understand about Krishna Tattva. Yeah. Here, anybody would like to read this verse? This is very famous verse of the Bhagavad Gita explaining about Krishna's Bahir Anga Sakti. Yeah. Anybody can read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuh kammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme inna prakriti rasa astadha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these eight constitute my separated material energies.
Continue, please.
Anyone who knows these three Vishnus can be liberated from material entanglement. Generally, one who does not know the science of God, Krishna, assumes that this material world is for the enjoyment of the living entities and that the living entities are the Purushas, the causes, controllers, and enjoyers of the material energy. According to Bhagavad Gita, this atheistic conclusion is false. In the verse under discussion, it is stated that Krishna is the original cause of the material manifestation.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. So in the purport, in the beginning of the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained about these three Purusha avatars. Yeah, the Mahavishnu, or generally known as the Karanodakasai Vishnu, the Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and Shirodakasai Vishnu. Yeah, these are called the Purusha avatars. So Prabhupada clearly mentioned there, those who knows these three Vishnus are liberated. What does it mean? Anybody would like to comment on that? Is that easy to get liberation simply by knowing all these three Vishnus? What does it mean? Anybody would like to put some effort to give your understanding about Srila Prabhupada's statement? Abhiram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam, Pranam.
Hare Pranam.
Knowing will not, I understand from Prabhupada's purport is not sufficient. We have to follow the rules and regulations set by Krishna. So, and we have to understand his teachings. So, Tattvataha means that is the importance. So, we have to understand Krishna's in reality, in so we have to follow the instructions also. So that's what I understand.
Okay, thank you so much, Abhiram Prabhu. Thank you. So, come back to the purport of Srila Prabhupada, where he mentioned, anybody knows about these three Vishnus? Yeah, you see here. I just put it here in the red color. Srila Prabhupada discusses about the Purusa avatars in his purport. Yeah, the Mahavishnu, Garvadakasai Vishnu, and Shadrakasai Vishnu. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned there, anyone who knows these three. So my question is that it's so easy. It seems to be very easy to get liberated from the material entanglement simply by knowing these three Vishnus. But what does it really mean? Rati Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I may be wrong, but I just thought that it means that those who consider as the other living entities as the creators or the sustainers of enjoyers of and controllers, like all living entities as them, and they want to just enjoy life as it is without understanding that it's actually not the living entities as such, but the Vishnus, the three Vishnus in them, uh, who are controlling and who are the real Krishna. Like, that's how I'm trying to understand it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Nice try. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Most appreciated. Rasamaya Nimai Prabhu, let's hear from you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that is now. Prabhuji, even I'll try Prabhuji. Suggest
Please,
that.
go
So,
ahead.
like when we say, when you understand these three Vishnus, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I'll be known only through devotional service. So when one starts doing devotional service, so you can understand Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So by that way, you can go back to God. Maybe I'm not sure, Prabhuji. Just I tried.
Nice try. I mean, like, it's kind of makes sense, Thank you so much, Rasamaya Prabhu. So, if we analyze this verse, what is this verse talking about? Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kamanu Bhudireva. Krishna mentioned that all these 8 things are Krishna's separated material energy. Yeah, basically Krishna is talking about material creation. Yeah, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, intelligence, false ego, the mind. Yes. So this is actually Krishna's energy, meaning the material energy. Prabhupada explained about creation briefly. Yeah. How these three Vishnus actually, who are the source? Chaturvyuha. Yes, Chaturvyuha comes from the first Chaturvyuha. Okay, so the three Vishnus, the Purusa avatars, they came from the Sankarsan of the second Chaturvyuha. It's a bit complicated to understand. Okay, the second Chaturvyuha comes from Sankarsan of the first Chaturvyuha. Who are the Chaturvyuhas? Vasudeva, Sankarsan, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna. Okay, so the first Chaturvyuha comes from Narayan, and that Narayan comes from Lord Balaram, and Balaram is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. So this is how the creation takes place. So Krishna to Balaram, Balaram to Narayan, Narayan to the first Chaturvyuha, And from the Sankarsana of the first Chaturvyuha appeared the second Chaturvyuha. And then from the Sankarsana of the second Chaturvyuha manifested the three Purusa avatars. Yeah, Mahavishnu or Karunakasai Vishnu. And then from his body, all these universes appear whenever he exiled. Okay, when he breathes out, all the millions, unlimited numbers of universes appears. And then Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu enters into each universe. Because just like, let's say in summer, you stay in a room, the door is closed, the electricity is off, there's no AC, there's no fan. What will happen? You will sweat. So half of the material universe is filled up by the sweat of Garbhoda Kasai Vishnu. That's actually where he lay down. And that sweat is not like our sweat. That sweat is milk, transcendental milk. Okay, from his navel appear the lotus flower where Lord Brahma took birth. Okay, so, and after that, Brahma creates the 14 planetary systems. And then Kshiroda Kasai Vishnu enters into each atoms and each heart of the living entities. So when Srila Prabhupada mentioned, those who knows about these three Vishnus, they will be liberated from material entanglement. That means what? Those who knows about creation, meaning who are the source of the material creation. And ultimately, we go up to Krishna. That means we know Krishna Tattva. Those who know Krishna Tattva will be free from the material entanglement. That's what Srila Prabhupada meant. Yes. So naturally, we will perform devotional service. We will know the Tattva. Okay, where I'm from, who are my source? Krishna. All the creation coming from Krishna. So naturally, we will understand our Sambandha Tattva. Okay, so that's what Srila Prabhupada meant. Very nice. Okay. And the next verse is talking about the Jiva. Yeah. Text number 4 talking about the Bahiranga Sakti. And this verse is talking about the Jiva or the Tatastha Sakti. Yeah. Aparayam itastwanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho ya yadam daryate jagat. Besides this, meaning besides those 8 things that Krishna has mentioned in text number 4. Yeah. O mighty Arjun, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. So para prakriti means superior energy. This is the internal potency or the jiva. And apara prakriti is the inferior energy, external potency or the prakriti. The living entities who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy, the living entity. Energies are always controlled by the energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. Okay. So in general, actually, Krishna's energy divided into 3. Yeah. What are those 3 energies? Anybody familiar with this? Srinivasan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The inferior energy or the material energy of the Lord, the superior energy, and then the marginal potency, marginal energy, that is to be the soul. Jivatmas, then the material nature, and then beyond the Jivatma is the Paramatma, the Yogamaya potency of the Lord, superior.
Very good. Yes. What do they call in Sanskrit?
For these three energies, Prabhu,
Yes.
Yogamaya, Mahamaya, and Jivat.
Is it Antarangi Shakti?
Shakti.
Yes.
Takastha Shakti?
Yes. Okay. Very good try. Okay. So the Tatastha Sakti is the Jiva, the living entities. Antaranga Sakti is the internal potency of the Lord, or Yoga Maya. And Bahir Anga is the Prakriti, the material nature. Okay, always remember these three. So Antaranga means the the internal potency of the Lord, the higher energy, okay, the Yoga Maya potency. And then the Tatastha are the Jivas, because the Jivas are in between, yes, or it is the marginal potency of the Lord. And then the Bahiranga, okay, the Prakriti. And here Krishna mentioned that the Jiva belongs to the category of Para Prakriti, or superior energy of the Lord. Because without the Jiva, the Prakriti will not move. Okay. So the Prakriti is just a dead matter, just like a car without driver. Okay. Although the complete car, the engine, everything, yeah, oil, the petrol are all there, but without the driver, the car cannot move. Even if you have a remote control car, if no one is operating the remote control, the car will not move also. So the material nature is moved because of the presence of the Jiva. Yeah. Okay. So the Jiva is considered to be the superior category of the Lord's energy. Text number 6, all created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Okay. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within the matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood, then to manhood, because that superior energy, spirit soul, is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the super soul, Vishnu. Yes. So this verse is clear, okay? Krishna is the source of both spiritual and material energies, and the material energy is being exploited, okay, being controlled, being moved by the superior energy, namely the jivas. Yeah, like how Lord Brahma created the 14 planetary system and operating all this with his entire army of the demigods, yeah, to operate like we are working in the office. Like he's working in the office, he's the top manager. Yeah, but the owner is Lord Krishna. The owner of the company is Krishna. Lord Brahma is the top manager. And all these demigods, they are the, different in charge of different departments in that company. Okay. So that's how we can understand how the material universe work. Yeah. So through the agency of jiva, the jivas move, exploit, whatever, then the material creation happens. Yeah. Whatever good and bad happening in the material world, it's all because of the jivas. Yeah. Text number 7. Mata parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganayam. Okay. So in the previous verse, Krishna mentioned Krishna is the source of both superior and inferior nature. Yeah. And here Krishna mentioned Mata parataram nanyat. There is no superior truth than Krishna. Yeah. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Yes, that means everything is dependent on Krishna. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. That the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth is also affirmation of the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. The impersonalist, however, argues that the strength of the Vedic version given in the Svetasvatara Upanishad 3.10, Tato yad uttarataram tad arupam. This verse, I highlighted this word, arupam. Okay. Anamayam ya etad vidur amritaste bhavanti ate tare dukam evapiyanti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental. But those who do not know him suffer the miseries of material world. Okay. So of course there is a big debate going on whether God is person or imperson. Yeah, personal or impersonal. So when this verse actually commonly quoted by the Mayavadis to justify their philosophy that God has no form, but the word arupam here means he is without material form. He has eyes, otherwise how he can see? Then what is the point of the impersonalist offering prayers? They pray, right? The impersonalists also chanting some mantras. They are praying. But if God has no form, means God has no ear. What's the point of praying? You know, who will hear their prayers if God has no form? Yeah. So there must be some form of God. And that form, although it is arupam, arupam means without material form. Therefore, Krishna's senses is perfect. His senses, his form is not like us. Our body is limited. Our senses are limited. But Krishna is unlimited. Yeah. Every day, if we attend the Darshanarati, we chant the prayers. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti. So Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti. What does it mean? All his anga, the limbs of his body, and all his indriya are perfect. That means what? Our eyes are limited. We can see only through our eyes, but Krishna can eat through his eyes. Yeah, Krishna can eat through his eyes. Krishna can breathe through his ear. This is called perfect senses. Yes. So one day, when I just came to Mayapur in 2014, I was given Mahaprasadam from Lord Nrsimhadev, a pack of cashew nut. You know, but I asked this devotee who gave me, how come this is prasadam? It's unpacked, you know. Generally, if you offer something, you know, especially fruit, you peel the fruit nicely, cut it, put into small bowl or plate, and offer it to the Lord, you know, with tulasi leaf. But I was given like a whole package of cashew nut. I was saying that, how come this is prasadam? You know, how did you offer? How did the pujari offer? And he told me, Krishna's senses, Lord Nrsimhadev senses are perfect. He eats through his glands. Yes, so that is a fact. Yeah, Krishna can eat through his glands. Krishna can hear through his eyes. This is called perfect senses. But our senses are limited. We can hear only through ear. We can smell only through our nose. That's it. No? But Krishna's senses are perfect. Therefore, he is called Arupam. He is not without form. He is with form, but not material, not limited like how we have. Okay, clear about this. That's how we defeat the Mayavadi. We can say also to them, why you are offering prayers? If God without form, why offer prayers unnecessarily? Who will hear your prayers? Because your God has no ear. Yeah, if you want to praise someone, he should hear. Otherwise, there's no point talking to the wall, right? Okay. Yes, Srinivasan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhu, I had a doubt in this debate of impersonal and personal. So
Please.
we believe that the Lord has a form, we worship the Lord as a person, as Bhagwan. But we also say that the names of the Lord is not different from the Lord. The sound vibration is not different from the Lord. In this context, are we also considering impersonal view of this? How do we understand?
Okay, very good questions. Yes. So that verse, how does that start? Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Puna Sudo Nitya Mukto Abhinatwan Nama Naminam. So Abhinatwan Nama Naminam. His name are not different from Krishna himself. This is called absolute. Yeah, his name, his image, and Krishna himself, his energy are not different from Krishna because he is the absolute truth. Yeah. So in fact, all the potencies, all the energies invested in his name. Yeah. So when we say that Krishna and his names are non-different, now you are saying that is that some kind of impersonalist? No, it is not impersonalist. Yeah. Because we understand Krishna in that way. His names are non-different from him. This is called absolute. Yeah. Prabhupada give the example like this, the fact that we feel satisfied, we feel the happiness when we chant Krishna's name. That's actually the proof that his name and Krishna's are not different. Yeah. But if you try to chant the name of Mr. John, Prabhupada mentioned, if you chant John, 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 after sometimes you will feel tired and stop chanting the names of Mr. John. But the name of Krishna is giving us nourishment because he is present in his name. Therefore, his name is not different from him. Why we are keep our practice? We are chanting. Is there anybody who supervises you to chant your 16 rounds? Nobody. You are doing it voluntarily. Yes, because you relish it somehow or other. You relish it. You get the bliss. You get the happiness. You get attracted. Krishna means one who is attracted. Yes. So Prabhupada used to quote the verse from the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. How is that start? Bhakti Parisanubhavo Viraktir Anyatra Shaisa Trika Ekakalaha. Just like a person eat, there are three things happening simultaneously. Yeah. He feels satisfied or happy. Yeah. When you're hungry, you get some food, you are happy, you're satisfied. Bhakti Parisanubhavo. You feel something in your stomach. You're experiencing something. Yes. And then virakti, you become free from hunger. So similarly, those who chant Krishna's name will feel happy, will experience the Lord's present, yeah, in that name, and he will be free from material entanglement. Just like we eat, you feel it through experience. This is called parisanubhava, through experience. So if you want to experience that Krishna is not different from his name, try to chant his name sincerely. You will feel it. But, yeah, but my name might be different from me. If somebody just chant my name, maybe, I mean, like those who are initiated, these are Krishna's names, yeah. But for example, like Alex, if you are chanting the name of Alex, how much you can chant the names of Alex, because there is no potency on that name. Yeah, so this is not at all impersonal. It is personal. And then how to understand this, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned, it's not only about Gyan, but Jnana. We put it into practice and then we relish the process. We get the nourishment. Yes. Ramesh Prabhu and then Anuradha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhu, you are telling like after Brahma Loka, like we are not going to get the material form, the spiritualized form only. So how typically you can imagine about the spiritualized form?
Yeah, that's true. Like even in Brahma Loka, there is a description of Lord Brahma's body in the Srimad Bhagavatam that mentioned that Lord Brahma's body made only from pure intelligence. But that form also still material. Made only out of intelligence. That means very subtle, but still material. Krishna mentioned here. Bhumirapo nalavayu kamanu buddhirevacha. Ahankara itiyame bhina prakriti. So buddhir, mana, and ahankar, these are subtle. You cannot see someone's mind, right? I mean, you can feel it maybe, but
Yes.
you cannot see it. So Lord Brahma's body made of intelligence. But sometimes he's bewildered because it is still material. But beyond that, then spiritual body. Yes, Lord Vishnu's body. Yeah, spiritual, four-handed, or the residents of the spiritual world. These are spiritual body, which is completely different from what we have here in the material world. Yes.
Okay, visibly we cannot able to perceive because of our senses, Prabhu.
Yeah, I mean, like otherwise we will be ending up by speculating. Therefore, there are some description in the Srimad Bhagavatam where we can find all this description, yeah, in the scripture. Otherwise, we will speculate. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Anuradha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I just remembered Radhesham Prabhuji's saying in this impersonalist that we're just discussing that Srinivasan Prabhuji asked here. He had mentioned now when we tell you not to think of banana, immediately the picture of banana pops to your mind. So when you say
Yes.
Krishna, the image of Krishna is already in your mind. You're already seeing his form. It's although you say just Krishna as a word, he's in it and you're thinking of him as a form. So we cannot say impersonalist. So we are personally seeing Krishna as you tell his name. That's what he said. Just seeing the word Krishna, you will get the form. Yeah,
Yes.
I just wanted to add that. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a nice point. I like that. Yes, thank you so much. Okay. So it's almost 9 o'clock and we're still in text number 7. Okay. We continue. This is a lecture from Srila Prabhupada. Krishna is present everywhere because everything is resting on him, on his energies, just like a big factory. The proprietor may be out of the factory, but every worker is aware that this factory belongs to such and such person. As this is possible to have always a consciousness of the proprietor of the factory by the worker, similarly, it is possible for everyone to become Krishna conscious in every activity. That is the philosophy we are trying to preach all over the world. Okay. Okay, that part is over, where Krishna explains about para and apara prakriti. So now we will be discussing about Krishna is the source. Although we have touched that point slightly earlier. This is how we see Krishna in every aspect in our life. Yes, this is very famous verse. Raso hamapsu kauntaya prabhas misasi surya yoho pranava sarva vedesu sabdake paurusamnishu. Yes. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun, and the moon. Yeah, Prabhasmi Sasi Surya Yoga. The syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows God knows that impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and there is no contradiction. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Beda Veda Tattva, simultaneously oneness and difference. But this Achintya Beda Veda Tattva means we are one with God in the sense of one in quality, but Beda, different in quantity. Yeah, we are Anu and Krishna is Vibhu. Okay, so here how we see Krishna through his energy in every aspect. Actually, pure devotees who realize this verses from 8 to 12 actually can see Krishna everywhere. Yeah, like when you drink water, oh, nobody can explain the taste of water. Yes, if you say the taste of water is plain, not really. Not really. It has some taste, and it's not plain. Plain means there is no taste. But the taste of water, how we describe? We describe it is Krishna. Yes, it is Krishna. And the light of the sun and moon. Yes. The word Om in every Vedic mantra, the ability in man. This is Krishna. We'll see Punya Ganda Prithiviyam Cha. Yeah. Here it is. Punyo Ganda Prithiviyam Cha Tejas Chasmi Vibhavasau. Jivanam Sarvabhutesu Tapas Chasmi Tapasvis. I am the original fragrance of earth. How does earth smell? It's Krishna. Smells like Krishna. I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all the lives, and I am the penance of all ascetics. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals and all material elements, are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. Bijamam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhi matam asmi tejasvinam aham. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Yes. Originally, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. He is the root of a tree, maintains the whole tree. As the root of a tree maintains the whole tree. Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. Sometimes when we work in the field, especially those who are farmers, knows this better than me. Yeah, if you are growing some rice, some grass start appearing. So how to get rid of the grass? To uproot it. If you just trim the grass, even up to the bottom, up to the soil, as long as the root remain under the ground, it will grow again. Yes, so Krishna is the root of all this manifestation. Yes. Somebody was talking with me that why should we give more credit to Krishna or God? We are also manufacturing things. It is something like watch or clock. wind it, there is spring and it will go on. Similarly, it is going on. Everything is going on. So there is no difference between God's intelligence and our intelligence. That was his argument. So I replied, yes, there is no difference so far intelligence is concerned. But God creates one male and female, and thousands and thousands and millions of entities are coming out of these two, male and female. But you cannot manufacture a male watch and female watch. You see the way how Srila Prabhupada replying on this, male watch and female watch, so that by those two watches you can produce innumerable watches. That is not possible. That is God's hand. You have to prepare each and every watch. Whereas if God wants to manufacture watches, then he will make one male and one female. And out of them, many millions of watches will come out. That is the difference. Yes, sometimes, Srila Prabhupada give unpredictable answer to some silly arguments or some silly questions. So someone may underestimate God's power. So that's how Srila Prabhupada smashed those arguments. Text 11. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma virudabhutesu kamosmi bharatarishaba. Yes, this is also a famous verse. Yeah. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of Bharatas, Arjun. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, dharma, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Okay. Thus, Krishna ends his description of how is the essential or maintaining principle of various manifestation. The next verse provide a summary. Okay, text 12. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanation from the Supreme Lord, Krishna, he is not subject to them. For instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanation from the Supreme Lord, Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to that material nature. Okay? So up to this point, from text 8 to 11, Krishna elaborately explaining how we can see Krishna in every aspect. Actually, this is not all. This is not all. This is just a glimpse. Yeah, this is just a glimpse. Later, in where that will be, I think in the 10th chapter, where Krishna will give more elaborate details about how we can see Krishna's energy in every aspect. Like if you see Krishna mentioned amongst the mountain, I'm Himalaya, amongst the tree, I am the banyan tree. Yeah, amongst these, I'm this, amongst that, the vibhuti, yes, the opulence of the Lord. Krishna will explain that more. And then at the end of the chapter, Krishna mentioned, I'm just, ekam stena sthito jagat. I'm just giving you a glimpse of my energy. But that's already so much, So what Krishna explained here to Arjuna, to all of us, is just a glimpse. And the text number 12 explained that, yes, all coming from me, these are my energy. Yeah. But still, although they are created by Krishna, Krishna is not at all under the jurisdiction of all this energy. Yeah, Prabhupada explained just like prison house. Okay. So the king is not at all subject to the law of the prison house. Yeah, if the king comes to the prison house, it doesn't mean that he is a prisoner. Yes. Another example Srila Prabhupada gave is just like the spider. Spider creates the webs. Okay. So all other small insects which touches the spider web will immediately become entangled. But the spider can walk freely. It's amazing. Yes. So that's how the material energy, material creation. Yeah. So Krishna created the material world. When Krishna comes to the material world, he's not being entangled. But the jivas will be immediately attacked by the three modes of material nature. Even pure devotees like Arjuna, he could not remember that both Arjuna and Krishna, they already appeared together for many lifetimes. Chapter 4, Krishna explained this. Both you and me, we appeared together in many lila, many pastimes. But I remember everything and you don't remember it. Yes. Will be explained also here. Vedaham samatitani vartamana anicca Arjuna in this verse. But up to this point, Krishna is explaining all these are Krishna's energy. Krishna is the source and he's not being entangled in this by these three modes of material nature because he is the controller. Yeah. The next text 13 and 14 explaining about that. Okay. So deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Yeah. The whole world is enchanted by the three modes of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand that transcendental to this material nature is the Supreme Lord Krishna. When even those who are in goodness cannot understand, what hope is there for those in passion and ignorance? Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature, and those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. Yes. Anybody would like to read this very famous verse from the Bhagavad Gita? Just
Shall I read,
anybody.
Prabhuji? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead.
Purport, Prabhuji, purport you read. Next para, shall I read, Prabhuji? 14.
Start from the verse
14,
here.
14, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji, 14. दैवी एषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव य प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते.
Translation.
Translation, Prabhuji. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Purport also shall
read
read, Prabhuji.
on the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes, you just read here whatever I.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Just one can trace. Just a minute, Prabhuji. Even I have a book. Just I'm searching where that line. One can trace out the history of his becoming condition at a certain material, Prabhuji, a material history. Consequently, is release from the clutches of material nature. Difficult, even though that material nature is an inferior energy, because energies ultimately conducted by the supreme will which the living entity overcome. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you. That's enough. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So this verse, yes, very classic verse of the Bhagavad Gita, explaining how the material energy is controlled by Krishna. Yeah. But Mama Maya Duratyaya, what does it mean? Very difficult to overcome because it is Krishna's energy. Mama Maya, Krishna said, Mama Maya. And Prabhupada mentioned that no one can trace out when we come down to this material world. Yeah. And actually, there is no point to trace out in which date, in which year that we came to the material world. Prabhupada gave the example just like if you fall down to a dark well, is it still important to trace out when did you fall down here? No. The main thing is that now how to come out from this dark well. So, Mama Maya Duratyaya, we cannot fight against Maya, material energy, because it is Krishna's energy. Nobody can defeat Krishna. Krishna and his energies are non-different. But Mam Evaye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. We can cross over this Maya, yes, if we surrender to Krishna. Mam Evaye Prapadyante. Yes, the example is like this. You have a friend, and your friend, for example, you have a friend has very big and fearsome dog. You go to his house for a visit. As soon as you enter his house, what happened? This dog start barking on you, isn't it? But because you have good relationship with the owner of the dog, so the owner of the dog, which is your friend, will immediately call out upon the dog and control the dog. Hare Krishna. Okay, I was disconnected at one point. Anybody can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, some problem with my internet.
Krishna Prabhuji, we can hear you, Prabhuji. Krishna Prabhuji, your voice is not audible.
Prabhuji has mentioned that we can end the class right now in the WhatsApp group. I think we can all exit the meeting.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.